Hello everyone, this is M. Sandeep Kumar and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Concepts of IIT Maths. So we are in the chapter of quadratic equations and our today's subtopic is logarithmic inequations. So first let us see what are logarithmic inequations, and then in order to solve logarithmic inequations we should know about canonical logarithmic inequalities. And after that, using this we will see how to solve the inequations of the form log f of x base g of x either greater than 0 or less than 0, and at the same time log f of x with base h of x is greater than log g of x with base h of x, or you can also take less than symbol. Along with certain examples we will understand all this logarithmic inequations. So now let us start. First let us see what are logarithmic inequations. The inequations of the form log of f of x with base a less than log of g of x with base a. It can be less than or it can be greater than. Okay, now these kind of inequations are generally called as logarithmic inequations, where remember that the base is always greater than 0 and the base is not equal to 1. Okay, while solving these inequations we have two different cases. In case 1, a is an improper fraction, and in case 2, a is a proper fraction. So a is an improper fraction means it is greater than 1, and proper fraction means it is less than 1 and of course greater than 0. What happens if a is an improper fraction? It means that I can ignore logarithms on both sides. I'll get f of x less than g of x. The inequality is not changed. Here less than means here also less than, and here greater than means here also greater than. The inequality is not changed. So this is the first inequation, this is the second inequation, and of course since f of x is less than g of x, you make sure that f of x is positive. You make sure that f of x is positive. Because g of x is greater than a positive number, automatically g of x will also be positive. If you make sure that f of x is positive, because of the second inequality, g of x also will become positive. Because positive is less than g of x means g of x must be positive. Okay, na? So if you solve these three inequations, you will get a solution set. Similarly, if a is a proper fraction, then what happens? We can ignore logarithm on both sides and the inequality is reversed. So you will get f of x greater than g of x. F of x greater than g of x. Remember, if the base a is a proper fraction, then the inequality is reversed, and at the same time, if this is the first inequality and this is second inequality, then the third inequality is that g of x must be positive. Because if you make sure that g of x is positive, automatically f of x is also positive. Okay, now so here you will get first solution set and here you will get second solution set. The final solution set is the union of these two solutions. Okay, now the solution of this logarithmic inequality is a union of these two solutions. So to understand this, let us take a basic example. Here is an example. We are supposed to solve this inequality. Log of x square is less than log of x plus 6. So case 1. So in case 1, let us consider that the base is an improper fraction. So that means 3x minus 2 is greater than 1. So if you solve it, you get 3x greater than 3 and x greater than 1. This is the first inequality, remember that. And next, if you ignore the logarithms on both sides, the inequality is not changed, as we have already discussed. Because the base is an improper fraction, the inequality is not changed. So ignore the logarithms, you will get x square less than x plus 6. So solve this inequality, take both left side, factorize this, you get x minus 3 into x plus 2 less than 0. So this is the second inequality. And the third inequality is that because of this, you just observe f of x is less than g of x. If you make sure that f of x is positive, automatically this is also positive, correct? If you make this as positive, automatically this is also positive. So let us take x square greater than 0. So if you solve these three inequalities, we will get a solution set. Let us see about this later. We will go to the second case. Let us go to the second case, case 2. In case 2, the base is taken as a proper fraction, which means that 3x minus 2 is between 0 and 1. To solve this, let us add two in all the three places, then you'll get 2 less than 3x less than 3. Now you can divide with 3. So then 2 by 3 less than x less than 1. So this is the first inequality. Okay, instead of taking first inequality, I'll take it as fourth inequality. Since the base is a proper fraction, when we ignore log on both sides, the inequality must change. So x square greater than x plus 6. So take both left side. You'll get x square minus 6 greater than 0. And if you factorize this, you'll get x minus 3 into x plus 2 greater than 0. Fifth inequality. And moreover, since x square is greater than x plus 6, if you make sure that x plus 6 is positive, then automatically x square is also positive. So x plus 6 is positive. That means x is greater than minus 6. Now let us find out the solution set. First we'll go with the solution set of case 1. I'm erasing the question. Let us go for the solution set of only case 1. Take out the zeros. From here 1, from here minus 2 and 3, and from here 0. So 1, first minus 2 and then 1 and then 3. 0, okay, let us take 0 also. This says that x is greater than 1, and this says that x is in between minus 2 and 3, because the symbol is less than, x is between minus 2 and 3. And we know that x square is always greater than 0 except at the input 0. So do not consider 0. So we know that x square is always greater than 0 except at the input 0. And where do we have two lines here, dear students? The two lines are present in the interval 1, 3, right? Therefore the solution set of case 1 is x belongs to 1, 3 with open brackets. X belongs to 1, 3. Now let us go to second case. What is the solution set of second case? So 2 by 3, 1, and then minus 2, and then 3, and then minus 6. Look at all these numbers. So minus 6, and then minus 2, and then 2 by 3, and after that 1, and after that 3. The first inequality says that x is in between 2 by 3 and 1 here. And then this inequality says that x is either less than minus 2 or greater than 3. Do not forget to keep minus infinity and plus infinity. So x is less than minus 2 or it is greater than 3. And then this says that x is greater than minus 6. We are supposed to consider that interval where we have 3 lines. Because totally 3 inequalities are there, where we have 3 lines. But actually there is no such interval which contains 3 lines. Minus 6 to minus 2 has 2 lines, and 2 by 3 comma 1 has 2 lines, and then 3 comma infinity has 2 lines, but none of the interval contains 3 lines. Therefore case 2 is giving you no such solution. So there are no solutions from case 2. No solutions, no solution. X belongs to pi. There are no solutions from case 2. So as we said, the final solution set is the union of case 1 and also case 2. So union, since we are not having any solution from case 2, the only solution for this question is 1, 3. Therefore x belongs to 1, 3 is the final solution set of the given question. So let us understand what are canonical logarithmic inequalities now. Canonical logarithmic inequalities. This will explain us how to further solve certain logarithmic inequalities. So there are two logarithmic inequalities, log x base a greater than 0 and then log x base a less than 0. For what possible values of x and a does log x base a is positive, and for what values of x and a does log x base a is negative? This has two cases. Log x base a is positive when, in the first case, both x and a are improper fractions. Both x and a are improper fractions, which means x is greater than 1, a is also greater than 1. So in this case, log x base a is positive. Or when both x and a are proper fractions, which means if x is between 0 and 1 and a is between 0 and 1. So in this case also log x base a is positive. So if you take the solution set of these two inequalities, and if you take the solution set of these two inequalities, take the union of these two solution sets. So that is the required solution set of log x base a greater than 0. Similarly, if you want to solve this, here also we have two cases. Log x base a can be negative when if x is improper fraction, then a is proper fraction, or if x is proper fraction, then a is improper fraction. So in this case also log x base a is negative, and in this case also log x base a is negative. And then we will take this solution set union this solution set for this. So I hope you understood this. Log x base a is positive when both x and a are improper fractions, or both x and a are proper fractions. And log x base a is negative when x is improper and a is proper, or x is proper and a is improper. So the same thing is applied for one more inequality form. So let us see that. So what is it? So there are two important forms while solving logarithmic inequation. There are two important forms. Among that, now let us understand the first form along with an example. How to solve log f of x base g of x greater than 0, or log f of x base g of x less than 0. Just now I have explained you this canonical logarithmic inequalities. Well, this is the same concept to analyze to get the solution set of these inequalities. What is it, dear students? So there are two cases as we have already discussed. So in case 1, both f of x and g of x must be improper fractions. That means f of x is greater than 1 and g of x is greater than 1. Or in the second case, both f of x and g of x are proper fractions. That means f of x is between 0 and 1 and g of x is also between 0 and 1. Then the union of these two solution sets is the required solution set of this inequality. Similarly, now I hope you understood what are the two cases here. So in first case, if f of x is a proper fraction, if f of x is an improper fraction, then g of x is a proper fraction. Or if f of x is a proper fraction, then g of x is an improper fraction. The union of these two solution sets is the required solution set of this inequality. So let us take an example, but before that you might have a doubt. Sir, what if we have equality sign here? So we all know that this logarithm will be equal to 0 if f of x is equal to 1, correct? So in that case, if you find equality symbol here, f of x can be equal to 1. F of x can be equal to 1. Similarly here also, in case if you find equality sign, then f of x can be equal to 1 and f of x can be equal to 1. That's it. So let us take an example. Here is an example where logarithm of x square minus 4x plus 4 with base x square minus 3 greater than 0. So as usual, there are two cases. So in the first case, I will consider both f of x and g of x are as improper fractions, which means that x square minus 4x plus 4 is an improper fraction, that means greater than 1, and at the same time x square minus 3 is also greater than 1. Okay, now first let us see this. So take one left side, you will get x square minus 4x plus 3 greater than 0, and if you factorize it, you will get x minus 1 into x minus 3 greater than 0. This is the first inequality. So if f of x is an improper fraction, then x square minus 3 is also improper because it is greater than 0 now. So now take x square minus 3 greater than 1. If this is greater than 1, this is also greater than 1 because both are improper. So now take this left side, you get x square minus 4 greater than 0, which means x plus 2 into x minus 2 greater than 0. So let us take the solution set common in these two inequalities. Solution set common in these two inequalities. So we will take it later. After completing case 2, let us take that solution set. Let us go to case 2. Observe case 2. So in case 2, if this is proper fraction, then this is also proper fraction, right? So if this is proper, so if x square minus 4x plus 4 is between 0 and 1, then x square minus 3 is also between 0 and 1. First let us solve this. by taking this x square minus 4x plus 4 greater than 0, and if you factorize this is x minus 2 whole square greater than 0. We know that x minus 2 whole square is always greater than 0 except when x is equal to 2, correct? Therefore the solution set of this is x belongs to minus infinity comma 2 union 2 comma infinity. You can also write it like x belongs to r except 2, but that's fine. We can take the interval form. Now you can take these two. So if you take these two, you will get x square minus 4x plus 4 less than 1, and if you take one left side, you will get x square minus 4x plus 3 less than 0, and if you factorize it, you will get x minus 1 into x minus 3 less than 0. So this is the second inequality here. And finally, I told if this is a proper fraction, then this one is also proper fraction, right? So which means that number 2, x square minus 3 is between 0 and 1. So again take these two, x square minus 3 greater than 0. If you factorize LHS, you will get x plus root 3 into x minus root 3 greater than 0. Okay, so the third inequality. And next, if you take these two, x square minus 3 less than 1 or x square minus 4 less than 0. So which means that x plus 2 into x minus 2 is less than 0, the fourth inequality. Take the common solution set of these two inequalities. First take the common solution set of these two inequalities, that is solution set number 1, and take the common solution set of these 4 inequalities, that is the solution set number 2, and the final answer is this solution set union this solution set. So first of all, what is the common solution set in this case? I will erase the question. So let us find out the common solution set. Minus infinity to plus infinity, and look at all the zeros. Minus 2, 1, 2, 3. Minus 2, 1, 2, 3. So the first inequality says that the value x is not between 1 and 3, correct? Because the symbol is greater than. It is less than 1 or greater than 3. Not between 1 and 3 means less than 1 or greater than 3. And this also says that the solution is not between minus 2 and plus 2. So that means less than minus 2 or greater than plus 2. So wherever we have got double lines, take that interval. So therefore the solution set of case 1 is x belongs to minus infinity comma minus 2 union 3 comma infinity. So this is the first solution set. Now let us obtain the second solution set. So second solution set has 4 inequalities. So anyhow I'll erase this, and I am erasing this number line also, as we have already obtained. So take all the zeros, minus infinity, plus infinity, take all the zeros. So 2 and then 1 comma 3, and then minus root 3 and plus root 3, and then minus 2 and plus 2. So the smallest among all this is minus 2, and after that minus root 3, minus 2, and then minus root 3, and then 1, and then plus root 3, and then 2, and then 3. I have located all the zeros of these polynomials. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fine. So first of all, the first inequality says that we can take all the number line except 2. So 2 should not be taken, remember that. 2 is not there. And then this says that you can take the interval, you can take the interval between 1 and 3. Between 1 and 3. And then this says that you can take the interval which is less than minus root 3 or greater than root 3. So less than minus root 3 or greater than root 3. And this interval says that you can take the values between minus 2 and 2. You can take the values between minus 2 and 2. So total 4 intervals are there. So you should take the interval which contains 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines are between root 3 comma 2. The solution for set for case 2 is root 3 comma 2. So therefore the final solution set is this union this. So this union this, what is it? Therefore the final solution set is x belongs to minus infinity comma minus 2 union root 3 comma 2 union 3 comma infinity. I have written in the order of number line. That's why this came in between these two. I have written in the order of number line. This is the final solution set. So let us go for the second form. I mean second model. So here is our model 2. If logarithm of f of x is less than logarithm of g of x with base h of x, or if log f of x is greater than log g of x with base h of x. So how to solve these kind of logarithmic inequalities? So as we have already discussed, the first case, again we have two different cases, right? So in case 1 where h of x is an improper fraction, and case 2 where h of x is a proper fraction. So we know that if h of x is an improper fraction, the inequality is not changed when I ignore logarithms. So that means f of x is less than g of x. And as I told that among f of x and g of x, if you guarantee any one person as positive, it is enough. Which person? Since f of x is less than g of x, the smaller one is f of x. That must be positive. So solve these three inequalities, you will get a solution set. And then, so if h of x is an improper fraction, if h of x is a proper fraction, inequality will change if I ignore logarithms. So f of x greater than g of x, f of x greater than g of x. And among f of x and g of x is smaller, make sure that it is positive. To solve these three inequalities, you will get a solution. Then you take the union of these two solution sets. So that is the required solution. Similarly here also we have two cases. So in case 1, h of x is a proper fraction, and in case 2, h of x is in case 1 h of x is a improper fraction, and in case 2 h of x is a proper fraction between 0 and 1. So if h of x is improper, inequality will not change if you ignore logarithms. You get f of x greater than g of x, and as g of x is smaller, take g of x greater than 0. And in this case what happens? Since h of x is a proper fraction, the inequality will change if I ignore logarithms. So f of x less than g of x. F of x less than g of x, and since f of x is smaller than g of x, that must be positive. So this solution set union this solution set is the required solution of this inequality. So to understand this model, let us take an example. So here is our example. Log of x square minus 5x plus 6 with base x minus 3 is greater than or equal to log of 2x minus 6 with base x minus 3. So first let us go with case 1 while solving this. I'll take the base as improper fraction. That means x minus 3 is greater than 1. So this will give you x greater than 4, the first inequality. And next, since the base is an improper fraction, inequality will not change when you ignore logarithms. So which means that you get x square minus 5x plus 6 greater than or equal to 2x minus 6. So take these two left side. You get x square minus 7x plus 12 greater than or equal to 0. Correct? And if you factorize this, you get x minus 3 into x minus 4 greater than or equal to 0, the second inequality. And moreover, when I said that f of x is greater than or equal to g of x, in these two the smaller one is g of x. So that must be maintained as positive. It must be positive. So this will give you x greater than 3. The solution set of first case is the common solution of these three inequalities. So let us see it later. Let us go to case 2. Observe case 2 carefully. But the solution is easy itself. So if you take the base as an improper fraction, if you take the base as proper fraction in case 2, that means between 0 and 1, then inequality will change when I ignore log on both sides. So first let us solve this. Add 3 here. In all these three places, you'll get 3 less than x less than 4, the first inequality. So now I'm going to ignore log on both sides. So as the base is a proper fraction, inequality will change. X square minus 5x plus 6 less than or equal to 2x minus 6. So take everything left side. you'll get x square minus 7x plus 12 less than or equal to 0. That means x minus 3 into x minus 4 less than or equal to 0. The second inequality. And the third inequality says that the smaller one among these two must be positive. So clearly this is less than or equal to this percent now. So this must be positive. That means x square minus 5x plus 6 must be positive. And if you factorize it, you'll get x minus 2 into x minus 3 greater than 0. So the third inequality. So take the solution set of case 1 union the solution set of case 2. So to understand this, let us go to the number line. I'm erasing the question. So go to the number line to find out the solution set of case 1 from minus infinity to plus infinity. So 4, 3, 4 and 3. So we have only two numbers 3, 4. The first inequality says it is greater than 4. The second inequality says it is not between 3 and 4. That means what? Less than or equal to 3 or greater than or equal to 4. Because equality sign is there, we can consider 3 and 4 also. And the third inequality says x is greater than 3. So since 3 inequalities are there, we should take the interval containing 3 lines. So it is 4, infinity. So therefore x belongs to 4, infinity with open brackets for 4 and also infinity. I took open bracket for 4. That means 4 is not in the solution because 4 is not in this inequality. I mean in this solution set 4 is not there. So that is the reason why I have kept an open bracket here. Okay. The solution set of case 1 is 4, infinity. So let us go for the solution set of case 2. So if you go to case 2, minus infinity, plus infinity. So 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3. So 2, 3, 4. The first inequality says the solution is between 3 and 4. The second inequality says the solution is also between 3 and 4, including 3 and 4. The third inequality says that the solution is not between 2 and 3. That means it is less than 2. It is less than 2 or greater than 3. So therefore the 3 lines are present in the interval 3, 4. The 3 lines are present in the interval 3, 4. That means the solution set is x belongs to 3, 4. I did not include 3 in the solution set. I did not include 4 in the solution set because 3, 4 is not present in the first solution set here. Here the 3, 4 are not present. So here also it should not be there. So therefore the final solution of this particular inequation is 3, 4 union 4, infinity. So therefore the final solution set is x belongs to 3, 4 union 4, infinity. This is the final solution set, dear students. So I hope that you have understood this logarithmic inequations concept along with the examples. So in case if you have understood this, like the video, share it, subscribe it, and most importantly, refer your friends and let channel grow. So thank you, dear students. We all will continue in next class.